Hey guys, looking all over the place, can't find I don't know what to, I think they're leather punches, and they're like chisels or punches, whatever. But I have a whole set of them, can't find them anywhere. Got this all cleaned up. That's just about cleaned up. All the other stuff came up pretty clean. And so I found a piece of gasket material. So I put this down, put this on top of it, traced that much. I could do the whole thing with the trick I'm going to show you, but why do the whole thing when you can do some of it with scissors, right? So we'll get this all cut out. And this is probably a little thicker than it needs to be, but it'll be all right. There's that. Now, and there's a million ways people can do this. But when we were making a lot of these, he just grabbed a piece of material, and you can get this at any car, auto parts store, AutoZone, Advanced Auto. So you would just take this piece, put it on there, tap, tap, tap. I just drew around it, cut the piece out so it'd be easier to work with, showing you guys. Okay, so the idea is that we're going to tap this edge this edge here. I'm going to tap at an angle, and that right there will cut the material. And then if we just tap this, kind of like in the center, it'll mark the hole, and sometimes it'll even cut it. So I could put this on the metal, but I'm going to put it on this cloth on the metal. Okay, like so. And it's a tap, 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 not anything abusive. From this side, you can see that it's getting the dirt impression. And again, we're hitting right on the edge. Very gentle tappities. That's 3 times around. That's 4. I'm going to tap the end there. Tap this end here. Okay. There's already a bit of a contour going in there. Do the other end. Okay. So that's what it looks like on the other side. Sometimes you can just pick that, it'll come off, but I haven't whacked it hard enough. And this is aluminum, so I don't really want to whack it that hard. So we'll stick it back there. We'll do a few more tappities. See how it's cut it? Yeah. Okay. So then this piece here, you could put it back on there and keep tapping it. Or if you have any sort of a razor blade, this is just a window sticker scraper. Okay, I'm just gonna put it, because that piece is raised up, I'm gonna stick it on there and I'm gonna slide it, kind of like you're skinning something, right? Okay. And I'm just trying to get that piece that's sticking up to be cut. Like so. Okay. Didn't work. Gotta go all the way through. Sounds like mother's coming, letting Lily in the house. Hold still. So I got this. It's a little sharper. And we will try that. Same theory, you're just trying to cut it by mashing it. And it is working. Tis it is. There, that one's cut through. That one's cut through. Okay. And for that, I just used that. No, Mother, I'm not talking to myself. Isn't she funny? Telling Lily I'm talking to myself. Now I am, but now I'm talking to you. Okay. So, now the other thing that you want to do a lot of times, the throat and the throttle plate, it sticks out. The throttle plate sticks out, but we're on the other end, it's recessed. So what you want to do is make sure that when you vroom vroom the throttle, it doesn't get caught here on the sides, because that's, see how it's real close. You could trim that up just a smidgen more, but it's not going to make any difference for this little application. Basically, you just need a seal, and it's hard to find these now. Maybe it's easy, but I haven't looked. Time machine in 1960, 1, 2, 5, 8, I don't know. Okay, everything else cleaned up well. The needle valve cleaned up well. All right. Everything looked good there. Get our needle seat. Yep, that's the needle seat. It bottoms out in there. There it is. Stuck to the magnet. That's what closes it off when the float is working. Okay. So we're going to leave that old gasket alone. Any gasket's better than no gasket, or don't fix if it ain't broke. That's not Lily. That's Lily's friend Misha. Misha lives next door, and I think that's her daddy's home bark. Yeah, there's Lily talking back. Yep. You can hear her talking. Okay. Now she's getting in trouble. She's getting in trouble. See? Alright, so I'm looking for the jet that came out. There it is. No one ever cleaned it. So I'm putting it in the funnel, filling the funnel up, letting it drain past it. Kind of like putting it in a parts washer. And we'll give it a few seconds. I'll be back. There we go, we're on. I gave it about a minute. And now we're going to blow air through it. Straight through. And then through the holes on the side. And you can look through it. No, all right. Take my word for it. It's a nice clean shot through. There we go. And this end here used to be round. And back up, there we go. And I kind of flattened it. So, there we go. So I cut myself off right in the middle. Actually, it was a phone call that cut it off from the neighbor's phone, Misha's mommy, and she asked me if I had seen the neighbor's tree, and I had no idea what she talked about, but tree fell down, squished both their cars. We must have got a strong gust of wind, and it was raining yesterday, and I didn't even know what happened. It did. So anyhow, so I was showing you that end, and the reason for that is I was cleaning carburetors and chainsaw bars, and if you take that, let me stop, spin this thing around. Okay. And these get filled up with oil, plugs up the oil hole, which is this one. See how that one is plugged right up solid? Okay. So you could pick that out with a pick, right? Or just blow it out. I mean, you could use this little screwdriver, and you could pick at it there like that. That you can see the bottom of the hole. Then if it's small enough, you can slide it like that, and there's that huge chunk right there at the end. Okay, you can see that. The other thing that you could do, though, is if you just start at one end, and it really doesn't matter which end, but I start at this end. See how that fits right in there? And you can blow it out and just slide that up through there like that, and all that stuff will fly out. Flip it over, do the same thing all the way up through, and then you could even do the end here, because you know that wheel spins around. There'll be some crap that's built up in this part of it, and blow it right out. And then you could also, this is a grease fitting here. That special grease gun needle goes in there. And normally there's one on both sides, but on this particular bar, for some reason, there's only one. And let me see if I can show you that. There it is. This is one of the grease guns. I bought this at Tractor Supply. It was cheap, like $6 or something like that. And then this is a better one. It says Mac Tools on it. I happened to just buy it online. This is a kind that I always saw my father use growing up. And you just put it against there and you push this with the palm of your hand, where this one you push down on. This one I haven't had great luck with. So I know we're completely off track, like from one extreme to the next, but there we go. Clean this out just a smidgen. And then I'll show you that, and then we'll go back to the carburetor. Okay. So if you stick this in that hole, and you just push there, see the grease? Can you see the grease coming out of there on that side? There, I just moved it this way. There it is. And that's how you grease your bar, if it's greasable. And of course, you know that the chainsaw oils it by itself. So, I don't know how we got off track that far. But, oh yeah, showing you the blowgun. Okay, let me get rid of this. So, in the process of all of that, yesterday, I came back down and threw this back on. I'm not sure if you guys had seen me put it together, or if it was just a part and I was starting to assemble it. But basically I just threw that back on, put the float back in, the needle valve back in, made sure I could blow through this with the needle valve open. You know, the float drooped, and then when I closed it gently I couldn't blow through it. So that means it's going to shut the gas off properly, and put it back on. That's the made, no, that's not the made gasket. That's that gasket that we really took care trying to not tear it coming off. The one we made is back in there, the blue one. Yep, there you go. The mower. There, ta-da. There it is. Alright, so what I plan on doing now is I'll put you back on the stand over here, and we'll double check one more time for spark, and then we'll screw the spark plug in. And if you're just testing for running, you don't have to tighten it with a wrench. What I mean by that, what I mean is that when you put it in, you obviously are going to run it, then you want to tighten that into the hole with a wrench. But being so that we're just going to look for spark and then put it in there, then I'll take and I'll squirt some gas. I'll squirt a little gas in the carburetor and see if it makes vroom vroom noises without hooking this up. The reason is I don't want to run this for a long time. I just want to run it briefly, just to make sure, you know, it goes vroom and it sounds like the timing is good. There's no great knocks. I don't want to send the piston through the block and out the wall and all that jazz. So let's grab the socket and spin this thing over. Okay, now again, remember when you spin this over, we want to, when we're done powering it, you pull it off just as we let our finger off, because we don't want to leave it on there and have the brake, you know, as this thing stops. You don't want that to stop this motor and then take that nut back off that we've tightened. So let's check for spark. I'm happy with that. Okay, so let's get that threaded back in. I'll get you setting in here. Something like that? All right. Tell me if you can't see. Or can't see well. How's that sound? Do the old ta-da there. There's that. Put this on there. Okay. Now the other thing that we're going to do is, I don't have a squirter, so I'm going to make my old spray 9 bottle. You can see it's old. I'm going to make that into a gas sprayer. Now a lot of times with these small engines, boat motors, anything 2-stroke for sure, they don't like starting fluid. I mean, starting fluid's bad for like the diesel engines. But for some reason, gas engines, they don't like ether. I don't know why, but I mean, maybe you found different. But in my past, I've found that they don't like it. So you can see this has got a little bit of spray 9 left in it. So I'll take and spray that into the garbage pail. And hold on one sec. I think the FedEx guy is here. I'm back. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, this is a PB Blaster that we bought in a gallon. So I'm going to put this in here because this was just spray 9. And I think I had rinsed it out once with water. So we just want to make sure that we get the majority of the spray 9 out. I don't know what would happen if you tried to put spray 9 in an engine, but I don't think it would be a great thing. It might not do anything. It might gum something. I don't know. So dump that out into another container. There we go. Container looks better, but now what we want to do, I'm going to put a little bit of this gas in there, which is this is the 16:1 mixture that I had mixed up for that for the Jacobson. So I'm just going to put a little bit of gas in there at first. Try to avoid the dirt, right? Tight fit, so okay. So now we're gonna rinse that out, put it in a catch container, and I got that Power Service. It does a lot of things. Now this is all old fuel or gas or whatever, and you can actually reuse this for cleaning parts again. Gasoline works great for cleaning parts, but it just stinks to high heaven. So put that there. All right. Looks good in there. You guys see? Yeah, it looks nice in there. So we'll go back to the funnel. Wipe a little bit of the dirt off. Try and avoid that. Pour this back in. You don't need a lot in the squirty bottle. Obviously, the spray 9 works right down to nothing, so the gasoline will too. Now this oil that I used is a synthetic oil, Amsoil, I think. So there's like no color. That's why it looks like a normal gas. If you saw it, it's like a clearish, but I promise you it is not normal gas. It is 2-stroke gas and mixed super thick. If I put this in any of my saws now, it would run rich as all get out. So now I'll spray into this, right? Okay. And it has a spray and a squirt, I think, mode. This is the squirt or stream. Okay. So, because we want to squirt it basically into the throat of the carburetor. So let me get you back over there. Okay. Yes? Can you see? No, you can't see that. How am I going to get you leaned over like that? Gonna have to prop you up with something. Come on, MacGyver. Got enough stuff around here. I would say, here we go. Try that. How's that? Yes? Yeah. I don't think you're going to fall over now. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this over, and I'm just going to give just a squirt inside here, and it should start up and run and idle back, off, down, and quit. Now, the blade is on this thing, so what little bit of suction it has could like suck up rags, so we want to move anything that's real loose, and it's blowing that way, and we won't put our fingers underneath it, but yeah, you know how it is. It's always great fun. So our ignition is on. I actually have the wire unhooked right here. That's the ground wire, but we're not going to run it long. The choke is open, which is this one. The throttle is automatic. So, you guys ready? I hope so. I don't know if I am. Here we go. That was just, you saw that I was giving it like little light squirt, squirts. Yeah. So it runs. That runs really well. This one's actually quieter. This Lawn Boy is actually quieter than that Jacobsen was. So there we go. And we'll end this video, and I apologize for making them so doggone long. And that's what my wife was yelling at me about. Those are awful long videos. Yeah, I know. Sorry. So I'll end this one. I'll put it back. The cover. Actually, I have to clean out the gas tank. So I might involve you in that. Because I put solution in the gas tank, and I just throw some nice clean, like 1/4 inch or 5/16 nuts. Like a dozen of them in there, shake like heck, and it takes the varnish off. It cleans the inside. It really did a good job on that last tank. I didn't show you how we did that. And then we'll get that back together, put the recoil back on it, and take it out and mow. It's not going to mow great. I mean, the other wheel is broke off, right? Yeah, right there. And then I just noticed looking down here, down in there, it's let me spin the camera around. I think you're looking at me again, aren't you? All right, no more ugliness for you today. Well, limited. How's that? So yeah, see, all this is all broken. So this has seen better days, this deck, but that motor runs like a sweet, sweet girl. So I'll let you guys go for now, and we'll pick up later on. So stay safe, have fun, bye-bye.